Hi, welcome, hello. This is going to be my Ghostbusters 2016 review, and this is my mic. So if you see this shadow, it's my mic. So let's get into this. First, I'm going to say, at this point, if you've seen Ghostbusters, you either hate it or you love it. Okay, there's really no in between, and it's kind of feelings like that have been out there since this movie was announced, and unfortunately it's gotten a lot of hate, and to me for no reason, in my opinion. It's definitely not as bad as people thought it would be, or would like it to be, unfortunately. One of the biggest complaints that people had against this movie was the all-female cast, and it sucks that we still live in a day that, you know, an all-female cast is kind of a sin. Like, some people are really disgraced, think it's like a big slap in the face that there's an all-female cast, and you know, that's kind of stupid if you think that way. That's just, you know, we shouldn't think that way. But it all works because the all-female cast is probably the best part of this movie. They are fantastic. Not to say that there aren't other good parts of this movie. It's not as bad as people want it to be. We're hoping it would be. It's not as bad as people thought it'd be. It's a good movie. It's good. Go watch it. I will say that. Right now I'm going to go ahead and get into a little bit of details on what I thought of everything, so let's go. The plot I thought it was pretty good. It's got beats from the original, and I won't deny that, but it has a beginning. You meet these new characters, you find out how they meet, how one of them know each other, how they come to know each other. It really establishes them coming together as a group, and I thought that was great. I really enjoyed seeing them, you know, this led to these two meeting up. Then we meet this person and we have a team suddenly. It works for the story. It's got a start and an end. There's no lingering plot threads, which I thought was good. I'm glad they did that. It's a solid start and finish. I will say one thing about the plot is that the villain of the story, you know, he's not all that great. I didn't really find him intimidating at any point in the movie. He is portrayed as a nobody, really, and he's tired of being someone being bullied, and so he's a bad guy. He didn't really have the biggest presence, you know, intimidating factor to him. Really, I think they could have picked someone else better as the villain than the guy that they did cast. To me, I would have enjoyed this movie. You know, I enjoy the story, so don't try to get me at my own words here, but I would have enjoyed it if there wasn't no villain, and really the main thing of the movie is that all these ghosts are escaping from the other world. I would have preferred it more had it been the ghosts. It was just a natural occurrence. Ghosts are escaping from the other world, and the Ghostbusters had to come together and put them back. I thought that would have been great if there was no villain, but there was, and he was okay at most. He does a couple of funny things, I guess, towards the end, but the story still really good. It, you know, one thing happens, we go to another place. That thing happens there, we go to another place, and it just, I thought it flowed nicely, and you know, it was a pretty solid storyline. Next, I want to talk about the cast. Like I said, the cast is fucking great. They are hilarious. I laughed throughout this entire movie. The jokes and the beats just really hit, and it was just genuine laughter. Everyone in my theater was cracking up and thought a lot of this was like the most hysterical thing they've ever seen, and it was. I even had the guy that was sitting next to me, you could tell he was kind of a Ghostbusters fan. Like, he really loved the original, and he was laughing throughout. He really seemed to have no problems with it. And like I said, one of the biggest controversies was that this was an all-female cast. You have Kate McKinnon, Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, and Leslie Jones. They're friends, and that comes across because these are supposed to be a group of friends. Chris Hemsworth in it, and he plays the like idiotic receptionist, and it was perfect. I never would have expected Chris Hemsworth to be so goddamn funny, but he killed it. I will say that two of the biggest standouts were Kate McKinnon and Chris Hemsworth. I wanted to get into the cameos next because, of course, there are cameos from the old people, the old cast. We'll start with what I thought was the best one, Ernie Hudson, brief cameo, he's there, cool. Then you have Dan Aykroyd, again, pops up, cool. You had Harold Ramis. Of course, Harold Ramis is not going to be there in person, maybe as a ghost. I'm sorry, Harold Ramis, rest in peace. But he comes out towards the end as a kind of a bronze bust statue of his face. Oh, you have the old receptionist. I cannot remember her name, and I'm terribly sorry, but she has probably one of the best lines in the old movies, and that's the, "We got one!" And then you have the Bill Murray cameo. Now, unfortunately, if you're not knowledgeable on what happened, then I guess Bill Murray's cameo may have been good for you. But during the Sony leaks, a lot of emails leaked out, and from what I know, that Bill Murray was kind of strong-armed into doing this movie. He was kind of forced to do it. There were emails coming out that said, like, if Bill Murray doesn't do this fucking movie, we're gonna sue his ass off. And so it really lost that, you know, that feeling of like, yeah, it's Bill Murray. He's here in this new one. It's a cameo, because his cameo is a little bit longer than I thought. And you could, knowing what I know and what you know now, it's kind of obvious to see that his parts were kind of seemed like they were just written in there to make use of him as much as they could. And it kind of sucked knowing that, you know, if he didn't do this movie, they were gonna like sue him off his ass. And Sony's kind of, you know, Sony's kind of a bad guy. I don't know. So overall, like I said, this movie is good. I wish it was getting a better chance than it's being given. I think that if you've been interested in seeing it, go watch it. It's definitely worth it. It's a good installment of this new franchise of an old franchise. I will say that. It's a solid entry in a franchise. That's what it is. It's good, it's funny, the plot is there. The bad guy is kind of lackluster. Yeah, he was just, okay. The cameos were good. There was maybe one too many references from the old one. I think going forward for a sequel, because I'm fairly certain they'll make a sequel, they should just go with brand new stuff and, you know, not reference any of the old movies. That would be great. Oh, I also forgot to mention that Sigourney Weaver makes a cameo, quick one at the beginning of the credits. I also want to mention that there is an after credits scene, so stick around for that. Go watch the movie. Seriously, if you're just disgusted by this, then, I mean, obviously don't watch it, but also don't say how shitty it is, because you don't know. If you're interested, go watch it. I recommend it. I recommend go seeing it. If you don't really care about Ghostbusters entirely, like the old ones or this new one, but you just want something to do for the weekend or like go on a date or something, I'd recommend going to see this. It's a good film. It deserves a better chance than it's being given. It's funny. It's hilarious. I laughed throughout. So yeah, that's kind of what I think about Ghostbusters. Nothing really more I can say other than give it a shot. That's all I can ask you to do. People are hating on it just to hate on things because it's fun, I guess. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this review, please let me know. Leave a like, subscribe. I certainly wouldn't mind you subscribing. Comment. If you've seen it and you're watching this, let me know what you thought of the movie. I want to have a conversation. I want to see, you know, if you want to argue with me on why this movie sucks ass, like, go ahead, because it's your opinion. Your opinion is, you know, what you think. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion. Mine is that this movie's good. I want to hear what you have to say, your critique, and all sorts of stuff. So like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want. I'll probably do more reviews. So thank you guys for watching this review, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time for the next one. Adios.